Hi everyone, and welcome to my video where we're going to be going over CSS borders. So let's go ahead and get started. So you'll notice here that I have a div, right? And inside the div I have hello world. So let's say that I want this div to have a border. So let's give this div first a class of my border. And then let's assign a class here, my border, save. And there are many ways to implement a border on for a style for an element. I'm going to go over some individual styling first, and then I'm going to go over the more, shorthand version of it. So in order to give this border a specific style, what we have to do is we have to do border dash style. And here you can see that I have many options. Let's get rid of this. I have dashed, dotted, double, groove, hidden, inset, none, outset, ridge, and solid. So I'm not going to go over every single one, but just know that these are options. So let's first do dashed. Save that. And here you can see that I have a dashed border. Now I'm zoomed in, so this is what it looks like when you're not zoomed in. Let's do solid and refresh that. I don't know what ridge looks like, so let's save that. Okay. And then let's say that you didn't want to border, so kind of like the default, you would set none. And then there's also like inset, and there's outset. And then you can also mix and match. So the way to mix and match is you specify all the sides. So let's do dotted. So here you can see that the whole border is dotted. And then let's do dashed. And here you can see that what's dotted is the top and the bottom, and the dashed are the left and the right. So this, if you only do two, if you do one, it's the whole border. If you do two, the first one is the top and bottom, and then the second one is the left and right. If you do four, so let's do solid, none. You can see that dotted is the top, dashed is the right, solid is the bottom, and none is the left. Now that we have a border set up, let's set the width of this border. So we can do that by setting border width. And then let's set it to, I don't know, 10 pixels. It's going to look a little big because we're zoomed in. Yeah. So this is 10 pixels. Here's us not zoomed in. So this is 10 pixels. This is not 10 pixels, but we're zoomed in. Let's do 5, just so that this looks a little better. We can also set something like thick or medium or thin. And let's do 5 pixels. No, let's do 1 pixel here. So same thing applies for the width. So if you only specify 1, we refresh. This is 1 pixel for all the sizes. If we specify for 2 of them, like this, again, this is going to be the top and bottom, and this is going to be left and right. So save, refresh. We don't have a left because it's hidden, but it would be 5 pixels. So our top and bottom are 1 pixel, and our left and right are 5 pixels. Now let's say that we change this to 0. You won't see that. Let's change it back to 1. Let's change this to, I think, double. Just so that we, yeah, okay. And same thing applies to to this, right? So let's just do, so, this is top, this is right, this is bottom, this is left. And let's say you wanted to set a color to your border. The way that you would do that is with border color and then red, whatever color you wanted. And that's how you would set the color. And again, with the color, you could do red and yellow. Let's not do that. Red and blue. So here's blue and here's red, and then here's blue and red. So let's say here that you wanted, a solid line only on the right side, right? So you could do none, solid, none, none. Save. And here's our solid line on the right side. Now you can accomplish the same thing. Save that, refresh. You can accomplish the same thing by doing border right, style solid. And here's our border back. And this way you only have to specify one if you're only trying to implement it for one. But you can always do this as well. Now there's a shorthand version for doing all this. So let's just get rid of all of, and let's keep this just so I know what styles we used. Actually, I already erased that. So save, refresh. So there's a shorthand version for this. And the way to implement this is by doing border. And now you specify the pixels that you want. So 1 pixel. And then I want it to be a solid border. And I want it to be black. So this is my declaration. Now with this method though, you can't do something like this. So dashed, refresh, that doesn't work. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to do something cool with your border. And one more thing that I want to show you guys before we go is how to set the border radius. So right now this has no radius on the border on the corners. So let's say that we do border radius and we set this to 1 pixel. Let's see what happens. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's no longer a point on the edges. So let's change this to 5 pixels. And here you can see that it's more pronounced, right? There's a 5 pixel radius here. Let's change this to 15 pixels. And the radius just keeps getting like that. And if you wanted to, make this look a little better, you would maybe add some padding on the left side, 10 pixels. We'll go over padding here in one of our next videos, but I just wanted to show you guys this. So anyway, I hope that you guys learned something about borders today. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day. Thanks.